Hey guys, I'm Jared. It's RadioU TV, Remedy Drive here. They're out now on tour promoting the new album, which is fantastic. You can pick it up through the shop page at RadioU.com. Make sure you do that. Really, really good stuff. Tell me about how the new album being out and how you're playing some of these new songs live, and you're doing some cool things with your shows as well, as far as anti-trafficking and stuff like that. Talk about how that's kind of tied in over the last couple months and how it's been received.
We haven't been touring as much the last couple months. The
Okay.
album's been out for 5 months. Independently.
Right.
So it's the first time we put one out independently. So
Yeah.
it's fun.
Right.
I mean, it's fun, and we have to scramble. You know, we have to be scrappy and get the word out any way we can. You know,
Sure.
on a shoestring budget. We're a trio now, and rediscovering the songs and the way they work with 3 people has been fun.
Okay.
So we're adding a lot of technology. Like I put a KS pad on my guitar.
Okay.
And bought some looping delay pedals, and Corey has a Chaos pad.
Okay.
The Chaos pad is like a touch screen effect pedal type thing. So
Okay,
it puts
cool.
effects on your voice, and you kind of loop and record. But the coolest thing is it feels so different than anything else we've ever done, because there's so much more of an urgency to the whole presentation.
Right.
The record itself is 43 minutes of an interweaving story of hope in the midst of some of the worst tragedy that you come across with human trafficking. But the concerts, though, there's so much tension in it, because you have to play these songs that are about, you know, some of the worst things you can imagine.
Right.
You're singing songs about boys being kidnapped and put on the front lines with AK-47s, and singing songs about girls being in the red light district sold by the hour.
Right.
And finding hope for them and for humanity in the midst of all that is hard. But when we do get to the songs where there's celebration in the concert, or when we get to Commodity, the song itself,
Yeah.
a defiance, you can't sell me, you don't own me.
Yeah.
Put a pen in my hands, not an Uzi. These lines that are, everybody's there together.
Yeah.
And whether it's 100 of us in the room or some of the festivals we played with thousands, something is in the air that is freedom. You can kind of sense it and feel it in the air.
Yeah. And like, do you feel like you can connect with the audience differently as well? Because I feel like someone listens to the album, they hear that story, and it's incredible, you know. But when you get to perform these songs live and you get to talk to some of the fans afterwards, do you feel like it, you know, kind of connects with them a little bit more in that way? It kind of motivates them to like do something different or help change, or, you know, kind of get involved?
At first, and you guys probably feel, at first when you're playing it, some of the songs are longer.
Yeah.
And they're introspective, so sometimes you're used to people jumping up and down, and you got
Right.
this rowdy. But when you're on that part, you're wondering, man, is this working?
Yeah.
But then you see somebody crying.
Yeah.
And you see somebody closing their eyes and singing, "Carry me home on the wings of the dawn. Don't leave me alone. Let me sing a new song." And you realize there's something going on. And then you start hearing the stories afterwards. And we talk a long time with people after concerts. We talk a long time. I lose my voice most nights talking to people afterwards. But there's people that are responding. There's a guy that was just trained from a concert in Nebraska. He came up to me afterwards and said, "I want to go overseas like you did.
Wow.
I want to be trained to go undercover, to spy on mafias, to spy on cartels." And he's going over. So he passed.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he's just a guy that came to one of our concerts.
What? That's crazy.
And he has more qualifications than I did too, which is cool.
Sure.
You know, what I like to say is, like, unlike Liam Neeson, I do not possess a particular set of skills.
Right, or just not skills that would lend to that type of thing, yeah.
But that's the thing, is that ordinary people can be part of a movement towards justice and freedom.
Yeah.
And to say that over and over and over again in songs, and I mean, it's like just a few musicians, and we're tearing a corner off the darkness.
Yeah.
And that will hopefully inspire and be contagious, and instead of adding to itself, hopefully it multiplies. And that other people that have influence and platform, they'll use their influence and the platform on behalf of the oppressed and the downtrodden and the crushed.
So, new album's out, you guys are playing some shows right now. Like, what's coming up next? Like, are you gonna go back overseas? I know you've taken a couple trips overseas. Is that something you guys wanna do? Are you guys gonna go? Like, what do you think? What's next?
We'd all love to go sometime.
Yeah,
sometime.
I really want to go.
Yeah.
Ideally, we get booked at a conference or something over in that part of the world.
Sure.
And then use that as a chance to go undercover together. Because I'd love to bring these guys over. you guys have your necklaces on? So a lot of people at concerts will do a financial thing or help out. And they're both doing that. And you get this thing, Delta Team, so it shows you like an honorary member of Delta Team.
Okay, cool.
And when I'm over there hanging out with the Delta Team guys, I tell them stories about all the people that are behind Delta Team,
Sure.
with prayer, with funds, with with whatever they're doing, fundraisers and spaghetti feeds. So I'm going back in May, and I'm going to do different kinds of training. The training it's different than you'd think. Like following somebody on foot is so hard.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
and I just stick out like a sore thumb,
Because you don't have that particular set of
I
skills.
don't have that particular. But
right.
You're running, and then you get to the corner, and you're just slowly looking around the corner,
right.
and then people are looking at you, and they're like, it's kind of obvious. But for me, it's like reminds me of playing hide and seek and Target with my kids.
Sure.
But hopefully I'll get some more training so that I'm an asset and not a liability in the
right.
So that'll happen hopefully in May is when I'm going back.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for coming in and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. The new album is fantastic. Get it. It's at the shop page at RadioU.com. It's RadioU TV.